Drink 1, Psyllium husk. Barely anyone talks about this one, and it deserves to be first. A 2024 systematic review and meta-analysis pooling 19 randomized controlled trials, roughly 1,000 participants across the pooled studies, found that psyllium supplementation significantly lowered fasting blood sugar, HbA1c, and insulin resistance, measured by HOMA-IR, compared with placebo. Separate research has also linked psyllium fiber to reductions in waist and hip circumference, the exact, apple-shaped pattern we're targeting here. This is a fiber effect, not a drug effect. Timing is everything. Drink it 10 to 15 minutes before you eat, not with your meal. Remember the funnel demo, the gel has to already be sitting there, waiting, before the food arrives. Miss that window and you miss the benefit. Drink 2, chia seed gel. Same mechanism as psyllium, chia is a soluble fiber that forms a gel, but it brings extra psyllium doesn't, plant protein and omega-3 fat. Research on chia has shown it can blunt the blood sugar rise from a meal by roughly a fifth to a third, depending on the study. That's meaningfully flatter than an unprotected spike. Some early research also suggests a mild appetite dampening effect, though the evidence there is thinner, so I won't oversell it, treat it as a bonus, not the headline. Drink 3, matcha. Of everything on this list, matcha has the most direct evidence for visceral fat specifically, not just general weight. Matcha is green tea leaves ground whole into powder, so you're consuming the entire leaf rather than steeping and discarding it, which means a much higher dose of its active catechin, e.g. CG. In a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trial, adults with a high proportion of abdominal visceral fat who drank a catechin-enriched green tea beverage daily for 12 weeks showed a significantly greater drop in measured visceral fat area than the control group. That's an actual scan-measured organ fat result, not just a scale number. I'll be balanced here, not every trial on green tea catechins agrees, some smaller or shorter studies have found no effect. The trials that do show a benefit tend to use a meaningfully high catechin dose, which is exactly why matcha, not a weak steeped cup, is the smart delivery method. There's a second reason matcha earns its spot: it pairs caffeine with L-theanine, an amino acid that smooths out the jitters and the crash. Steady energy instead of a spike and crash pattern matters here too, because stress and crashes are what drive the cravings that feed visceral fat in the first place. Drink 4, apple cider vinegar. I was genuinely skeptical of this one until I read the data. The effect on post-meal blood sugar and insulin is well documented. The active compound is acetic acid. It slows gastric emptying, so sugar reaches your bloodstream more gradually, appears to improve how efficiently muscle tissue takes up glucose, and nudges an enzyme called AMPK. Think of AMPK as your body's low-fuel warning light. When it switches on, the signal shifts from store to burn. You'll see AMPK again in the next drink. To be fair to the evidence, vinegar's real strength is blunting a single meal spike, not reversing insulin resistance on its own. Treat it as a spike tool you use consistently, not a cure. Important safety notes, please don't skip these. Never drink vinegar undiluted. It's acidic enough to damage tooth enamel and irritate your throat and esophagus. Drink 5, black coffee. This is the one people least expect on a fat loss list, and it's the one I personally drink every morning. Everyone assumes caffeine is doing the work. For visceral fat specifically, the more interesting compound is chlorogenic acid, and coffee is one of the richest natural sources of it on the planet. In a randomized, double-blind, controlled trial of 150 overweight adults, one group drank coffee high in chlorogenic acid while the other drank otherwise identical coffee low in it. After 12 weeks, the high chlorogenic acid group showed significantly greater reductions in visceral fat area, waist circumference, and body weight than the control group. Same beverage, same caffeine, different chlorogenic acid content, different outcome. Chlorogenic acid appears to work two ways. It slows glucose absorption in the gut, flattening the same spike every drink on this list targets, and it acts on that same AMPK pathway from the vinegar section, nudging your body toward burning rather than storing. Nobody is drinking 5 separate beverages before 9 a.m., and you don't need to. You need the method, and the method is 3 moves. Move 1, on waking, plain water. Just rehydrate. Move 2, before your first meal, a spike flattener. Pick psyllium or chia in water, 10 to 15 minutes before you eat, so the gel is already formed and waiting when food arrives, exactly like the funnel demonstration. Move 3, with breakfast, your warm drink, matcha or black coffee, and, if you're using it, the apple cider vinegar goes here too, alongside food, never on an empty stomach. Water, then fiber gel before food, then a warm drink with food. 3 moves, not 5 drinks. None of these 5 drinks are magic, and I said that at the very start, I meant it. What they actually do is let you fight visceral fat from both angles at once, stop feeding new storage by keeping insulin low and flat, and free your body to burn what's already sitting there. Do that consistently, every morning, and it compounds, quietly, steadily, in the direction you want.